Welcome, welcome. Welcome everyone to the Orange County Department of Education Virtual College Fair. My name is Courtney and I'm your facilitator tonight. We have an outstanding list of institutions for you to hear from this evening, and many of them are going to talk to you specifically about their offerings in technology, engineering, and science. But before I turn it over to them, I do have a couple of housekeeping items for you. Number one, this is a webinar, so your camera and your microphone are off, so our panelists will not be able to see or hear you, but they do want to make sure that your questions get answered because they do know that you will have some questions. So go ahead and use the Q&A feature at the bottom of your screen anytime during this presentation. You don't have to wait for a particular institution to present in order to ask a question. Type your question and then also list out the college or university that you're directing your question to so that they can answer most appropriately. This is a really fun way to learn about colleges and institutions that you've heard of before, but also explore ones that maybe you don't know as much about, or maybe ones that you haven't heard of before. So we hope that you'll have some fun. This is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/COSI. So let's get started. I'd like to introduce first Valparaiso University. So take it away, Emily, whenever you are ready.
Right, awesome. Hi, everybody. Good evening. My name is Emily Brighton. I am one of the Assistant Directors of Admission at Valparaiso University. So to start us off, I will kind of give you a brief overview of who we are. So Valparaiso University is located in Valparaiso, Indiana. It's about 1 hour from downtown Chicago and about 15 minutes south of Lake Michigan, if that kind of gives you a better idea of where we're at. We are an independent Lutheran institution, but you don't have to be of any specific faith background to attend. And we have around 3,000 undergraduate students. So we have really great small class sizes. Our average class size is around 15, and we do have a 10-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So it's a really great experience, lots of hands-on learning. And those 3,000 students are separated up into 5 different academic colleges in over 70 different majors. So some of the colleges that we have a College of Arts and Sciences, a College of Engineering, College of Nursing and Health Professions, College of Business, and then Christ College, which is our honors college. In addition to all of that great academic learning, we have over 100 different student organizations. We do have fraternity and sorority life, D1 athletics, a ton of different academic clubs. We have everything from esports to running club. We have a club that just gets together and watches scary movies. So there is no limit to what you can get involved in outside of academics. So in the vein of technology, engineering, and science, some of our top majors in technology would be our computer science program, digital media arts, data science. As you can see, we have a whole bunch of different top majors in engineering. Not listed on there is also our mechatronics minor, and then top majors in science, biology, chemistry, biochem, meteorology is one that's kind of out in left field as well, forensic science and neuroscience. This is definitely by no means an exhaustive list of what we all offer at Valpo, but STEM is definitely a big thing at Valparaiso University. We do have a couple of new lab spaces, so state-of-the-art labs in our Center for the Sciences, which is where our biology, chemistry, and biochem labs are all located. And we also just finished building a brand new bioengineering lab. So a ton of really great development in those areas on campus, which is always a good sign when you're looking at schools. So kind of connecting your degree to your career. So one thing that we really encourage students to do, even as freshmen, is get involved with the Career Center. The Career Center can really help you start looking into completing, and writing your resume. They have some mock interviews. They can do a lot of networking events. And that's also a really great way to find any internships and jobs after college. So we highly recommend, it's never too early to start getting involved in that. They are going to be your best contact right away when you're kind of looking into those opportunities outside of campus. We also really encourage students to get involved in research. So at Valparaiso, we really encourage students, even as freshmen, you can get started in that right away, that kind of hands-on learning, digging a little bit deeper into your academic life. One of those research opportunities would be in our symposium for undergraduate research in creative expression. So that you would either give an oral presentation, you would come up with a poster. Some of those research projects are also funded by faculty members, and you can kind of work hand in hand with them. So that's something that's going to look really great to employers in the future on your resume, maybe even when you're getting internships. We also really encourage students to get involved in student organizations and clubs within their academic interest areas, as well as clubs obviously outside of that as well. So a notable one is VEEP, or the Valparaiso International Engineering Program. So for specifically for those engineering students, that would be a 5-year program. You would complete your first 4 years with your undergraduate degree, and then the 5th year, you actually get to go study abroad, work with a company abroad. It kind of doubles as a job after college, an internship, and a 5th year of college all rolled into one. We also do offer a number of co-ops, whether that's in engineering or in the sciences, technology as well. Those are very accessible. We really encourage students to talk to their professors. Our professors really want to see you succeed as students. So they're going to be very on pulse with everything kind of going on campus. And if you are looking for that extra level, an extra layer to your academics, they're going to be the ones that can help you set that up. We also have a Valpo robotics team. We are national champions, so pretty exciting thing with that. And then we also, of course, have traditional academic clubs across kind of all of those majors as well. Finally, kind of tying into the final goal, of course, you're already kind of transitioning from high school to college, and that's already a big step, but it's never too early to start thinking about transitioning from college to the job that you're going to have after college. So as you can see, those are just a couple of companies that we have had students work with in the past, whether that be for internships or that postgraduate job. Again, the Career Center, that's going to be a really great help in finding out where you're going to want to be. But Valpo is truly a university that has alumni far and wide. Our alumni are very passionate about helping current students kind of get to where they want to be. So again, with that piece, with knowing your professors really well, we don't have any grad students or TAs, so those professors are really involved in the industry and they're going to help you succeed moving forward. Finally, just a little bit on application and aid. I know my time is almost up, but the application to Valparaiso is free. We're on the Common App or our regular Valpo application. We are direct admit for all of our programs, and we are test optional for this year as well. TBD for next year if that's going to carry over. And then finally, as you can see on your screen, we do have a number of merit scholarships available as well, anywhere from $23,000 to $30,000 a year. Engineering specifically also has a couple of department scholarships, so definitely go ahead and apply for those as well. And I think that is my time.
Emily, thanks so much to you and Valparaiso University. Audience, don't forget, you can put those questions in the Q&A at any point. Next up, I am excited to introduce to you New Jersey Institute of Technology. Take it away whenever you're ready.
Hi, everyone. Give me 1 second just to share my screen. So my name is Joanna Marmello. I am one of the admissions recruiters at the New Jersey Institute of Technology. Just wanted to thank you all for taking some time tonight to learn a little bit about our university as well as the other universities here today. So just a little bit about our school. We are considered a STEM university. We are a medium-sized school with about 9,000 undergraduate students and about 2,000 graduate students, both at the master's and the PhD level. While we are STEM, we do have a broad number of options in terms of programs to choose from. We do have a School of Management, we have a College of Architecture and Design, as well as a College of Science and Liberal Arts, but we're definitely most known for our College of Engineering as well as the College of Computing. These two last colleges definitely host our most popular programs, whether it's one of our 18 different engineering programs or computer science, computer information systems, more of those technology-focused programs, which is probably what you're here to learn more about today. Not only do we have these 5 academic colleges, but NJIT also does have its own honors college, which is something we're really proud of, and it is a great opportunity to get involved with and try to apply to see if you can be admitted. We are a medium-sized school, and with that, we try to keep our student to faculty ratio and class sizes as small as possible. All of our professors really do like having those really close relationships with their students. So with that, we try to keep it as small as possible. We don't have lecture halls where you'll feel like you're one in a million. So you'll definitely always have that small classroom feel, which is great. NJIT is also a research level 1 institution. So that means we have the highest level of research a university can offer. With that ranking, that means that we're putting a certain amount of money each year towards research, that we're providing those opportunities for students as early as their first year to start getting involved, and we're getting published a whole lot. So if you want to be really involved in that kind of stuff and making groundbreaking research, NJIT is a great place for that. We're located in Newark, New Jersey, specifically within the University Heights bubble of the city. So what that means is we're actually one of 4 universities in our area. So you really do get a nice sense of meeting other students from other universities as well. And NJIT also does offer free cross-registration with Rutgers Newark, which is the university across the street from ours. So you also will get that exposure to potentially another school if you'd like to. Within Newark, we have seen a huge growth in companies moving over from New York City because it is a lot cheaper to run a business in New Jersey. So that opens up a lot of great doors for students to get internships and co-ops without having to really go far away. We are also about 20 minutes from New York City with a train station on campus. So if you did want to go into the city, whether it was just to spend the day out there or if you have an internship or co-op, it's definitely very doable for you. We're also very close to Hoboken and Jersey City, and those are other pretty big cities in New Jersey as well. One other thing worth mentioning is our proximity to an airport. So we're about 15 minutes away by car to an airport. So for you guys being on the West Coast, it definitely is very convenient. So you really don't even have to think about what that trip from the airport to your campus would look like. Of course, you would most likely be living on campus. So we do have 6 different residence halls. We have the traditional style, suite style, and apartment style housing. We actually just broke ground on our 7th residence hall, so hopefully that will be up and running shortly. But outside of that, we also want to make sure that our students have a very full campus life. We offer over 140 different clubs and organizations for our students to get involved with. Now, these can be identity-based, academic-based, everything in between really. And it's really, really easy to create an organization if you still haven't found that thing that is really what you're passionate about. And NJIT offers Greek life as well. So we are by no means a go Greek or go home university, but it is something that we offer, and it is exciting for our students. And lastly, we are a Division I athletic school. So if you are a student who's thinking of playing at the collegiate level, please let me know and I can definitely get you connected with those coaches. But we also do offer intramural and club sports if Division I is just a little too competitive for you. Seen here is our tuition rates currently. We also do offer a lot of financial aid. About 95% of our students are receiving some kind of aid, whether that's merit-based through scholarship or from FAFSA. So all of our students are automatically considered for merit-based scholarship once they are admitted. There's no extra application, which kind of takes a little bit of pressure off of you. All of our admitted students also have access to something called Scholarship Universe. This is a third party that we work with really closely to help our admitted students find extra opportunities for outside scholarship as well. But definitely filling out the FAFSA is super important for all seniors. Definitely get that done. It is available right now. So the whole point of coming to college, of course, is to eventually find a career, right? And that starts with getting connected through career fairs, having great internships or co-op opportunities. And these are some of the companies that you can expect to potentially meet and potentially work for. They are constantly coming to us and looking for more opportunities to get connected with our students. So just to go quickly, we do have the Common App. We are test optional for this fall. I don't know what it's going to be like next year. And then just to keep in mind, we do have 2 early action deadlines, November 15th and December 15th. We also have our rolling admissions March 1 deadline. I'll be putting some more links in the chat, but thank you so much. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Thank you.
Joanna, thank you so much to you and New Jersey Institute of Technology. Next up, I have the pleasure of introducing to you Lawrence Technological University. Take it away, Aubrey, whenever you're ready.
Thank you. Hello, all. Just going to get started. All right, my name is Aubrey Kassan. I am the Assistant Director of Admissions at Lawrence Technological University in Southfield, Michigan. If you're not familiar with where Southfield is, we are in Southeast Michigan. For those of you in California, that is a quick 4.5-hour flight. We're about 15 minutes northwest of downtown Detroit. Our campus is suburban. We're located in Oakland County, Michigan. But what's really nice about being just outside of the city center is everything that has to offer, everything from entertainment, world-class food, music, and also really great connections for business and industry. We have a very diverse campus. Our students come from all over the world, all over the country. About 19% of our students are coming from out of state or internationally. So I mentioned that we are small. We have about 3,000 undergraduate students and about 1,000 graduate students. And what that means for you is really small class sizes. Our average class size is about 17 students, and we have an 11-to-1 student to faculty ratio. All of our courses are taught by faculty. We don't use teaching assistants or graduate students to teach our courses. So we were actually founded in 1932 as an engineering college, and we were founded with this motto of theory and practice education. And what that means is just a ton of hands-on real world experience for our students. And this comes in many different forms. First and foremost, our co-ops and internships. About 75% of our students will do a co-op or internship while they're with us. The big things that we like to push for our students is to know that our Lawrence Tech students, when they're in the businesses and industries for their internships, they just have a great reputation. And we are also in a really great location for those opportunities. But the other thing is that we're very flexible. We don't have a timeline. We work on your timeline. So when you want to do that co-op or internship, our career services office is there for you to do that. We also have a lot of opportunities for research at the undergraduate level, both alongside faculty members and also with industry sponsored projects. And then we just have really great facilities too. In the top corner, you'll see our structural testing center. There we do carbon fiber polymer research to use on buildings and bridges. And then in the bottom corner, you see one of our competition teams that you can get involved in even your freshman year. We have everything from the formula team, formula hybrid, our civil engineers do our concrete toboggan team, we compete in Canada. And then our computer science students do our intelligent ground vehicle competition. And we've actually taken first place the last 4 years. We have an autonomous taxi on campus. All of our undergraduate students do get a laptop computer included in tuition, and it's fully customized for your degree program. So we provide all the industry standard software that you would need for your classes. So I mentioned we were founded as an engineering school. We actually were given space by the Ford family to start our university just adjacent to the Model T plant, but we've certainly changed a lot over the years. Back then, we were just a place where working adults could get an education in engineering in the evening. Now we offer programs in 4 different colleges. So I'm just going to highlight a few. First, our College of Architecture and Design. We have the largest college of architecture in Michigan. More than half of Michigan's architects went to Lawrence Tech. And a newer thing is we now have an integrated path to licensure, which shortens the time to become a licensed architect. We actually just recently graduated the country's youngest licensed architect. He's only 23 years old. Average age at licensure is generally about 32. So other programs in our College of Arts and Sciences, our computer science program is very popular. We have both a bachelor's degree and a direct entry bachelor's and master's degree. We also have a nursing program with a practice partnership with Ascension Health. And then last but not least, our engineering programs. We have mechanical engineering, which is the most popular, but then we have some unique programs in robotics engineering and architectural. One thing to know, when you apply to the university, you apply directly to your major. You start taking major coursework your first semester of your freshman year. We do have residence halls on campus. We have 4, and our freshmen are spoiled. It's always this way, but they get to live in our newest residence hall, East Hall, and that's pictured up there. And we really love when our students live on campus because you have really close connections to getting involved on campus. And you can do that in over 100 different student organizations, anything that's from social organizations like our Grilled Cheese Society, which is my favorite. And then we have a very active Greek life on campus. And then we have professional organizations too, if you wanted to join those student chapters. We also have athletics. We are a member of the NAIA, which is National Association for Intercollegiate Athletics. And you can see all the men's, women's, spirit, and co-ed teams listed here. If you're interested in playing at the varsity level, you can go to ltuathletics.com and fill out a recruitment questionnaire there. Our newest sports are co-ed, competitive cheer, and esports. So applying, we are rolling admissions. There is no deadline to apply, but we do encourage you to apply by December 1st for the best scholarship options. I will have a fee waiver on the last screen. If you're interested in applying, you can go to ltu.edu/apply. We do also take the Common App, but you cannot use that fee waiver on the Common App. We just require your official high school transcripts, and then we require an essay as well. We are test optional this year. We were test optional last year as well. I don't know what it will look like next year, but we'll certainly know hopefully by this spring. Scholarships. We automatically review students for scholarships at the point of admission. So within about 2 weeks, you'll know your scholarship level for your merit award. These range from about $4,500 a year up to $16,000 a year. They are all renewable as long as you're maintaining your GPA. And then you have the opportunity to apply for a second institutional scholarship, which are the bolded ones on the right-hand side. I just want to get to the screen real fast with that fee waiver code, LTU1932. Feel free to enter that on our application, and feel free to contact me if you have questions. Thank you so much.
Aubrey, thank you so much to you and Lawrence Technological University. Next up, I would love to introduce to you Wentworth Institute of Technology. Emily, take it away whenever you're ready.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Emily Casey. I'm an assistant director of admissions here at Wentworth Institute of Technology, located out in Boston, Massachusetts. So just to introduce you to Wentworth, we were founded in 1904, originally as a technical institution focused on furnishing education in the mechanical arts. We've kind of stayed true to that. We'll go through our academic programs in a minute here, but you can see we've grown from that original technical institution. We have about 4,400 total undergraduate students at Wentworth now. With our graduate student population, it's a little closer to 4,500 and growing. You can also see our students are coming from all over. That 6% international students is made up of about 70 different countries. So we are really excited to have students with kind of these diverse global perspectives on our campus. We are a smaller institution with that number. So you can see we have a 16:1 student to faculty ratio, and our average class size is 18. So similar to what some other colleagues have said, you are going to get to know those professors really closely in these classroom spaces. Our students are going to get that kind of attention that you want from your professors, being able to go to office hours or ask questions in the middle of class. And then also 100% of our classes will be taught by faculty members, meaning you're not being taught by teaching assistants or graduate students ever. Our academic programs are divided into these 5 different schools. So first up would be our School of Architecture and Design, housing our architecture, interior, and industrial design programs. Specifically for architecture, it is our longest standing 4+1 program. So for any folks that are looking in the architecture field, just know that we do have that 1-year master's degree program available to you. Our School of Computing and Data Science houses applied math, computer science, computer networking, and then also cybersecurity as our majors. Our School of Engineering houses 8 different disciplines of engineering. So biological, biomedical, computer, civil, electrical, electromechanical, and then we also have mechanical, but then we also have a program that is just engineering by itself. So if you're not really sure where in engineering you want to fall, you can just come in as an engineering major. In our School of Management, we have our business program, along with computer information systems and construction management, which is a little more unique to Wentworth. We consistently rank 1st or 2nd in the country every year for that construction management program. And then lastly is our School of Science and Humanities. So this houses our Computer Science and Society program, and then also Applied Sciences, which is a pre-med track. Probably the most important thing to know and take away from Wentworth today is that we are a co-op institution, meaning we require our students to complete 2 full semesters of co-op before they can graduate from Wentworth. If co-op is a newer term for you or not one that you've heard before, a co-op is pretty similar to an internship, except here at Wentworth, it's going to be full-time. So you're working a 40-hour-a-week job. And our students are also taking paid positions. So you are being paid and compensated at a full-time rate for a full-time job. for 2 full semesters at Wentworth, once your junior year and once your senior year. You go work that full-time paid position. You can complete that co-op anywhere. We are biased to Boston. It is a really great place in a professional sense for these industries. But I also know that the West Coast has some really great opportunities in these fields as well. So you're welcome to live at home and commute to your co-op position that semester. You don't pay tuition when you're on co-op and you don't take classes. So your only responsibility is to grow that professional experience. Because of this, we're ranked 3rd in the Northeast for career preparation. We have a 96% job placement rate, and our students have an average starting salary of $64,000, which is a really comfortable place to be right after graduating from school. We also rank in the top 6% of return on investment. We know that college is an investment, so knowing that you're going to have these career outcomes when you graduate is always comforting. And then this is just to give you a visual of when you actually go out on those co-ops. Like I said, it's going to be your junior and senior year that spring, and then senior year fall. We do have some students that opt to do a 3rd one the summer after their sophomore year, but you don't have to. That's just something some students choose to do. And like I said, we are in Boston, really in downtown Boston in the city. If you're less familiar with Boston, it is a really great place to go to school. There are 35 colleges and universities just in city limits alone of Boston. Works out to about 500,000 college students. So in my opinion, it is the epitome of a college town, college city. Whether you are interested in the arts, we are across the street from the Museum of Fine Arts or the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum. Shopping centers, we are less than a mile from Fenway Park where the Red Sox play, and there are concerts all the time. In this photo, you can even see the Charles River right next to our campus down here. So in the city, there is a lot going on, but I think our students have the benefit of coming back to that small school feel of our campus. And then applications, we are on the Common App and we have 3 different deadlines for you. So you can apply on our first deadline that is quickly coming up on November 15th, early action round 2 on January 15th, and regular decision on February 15th. We also let you know upfront what day you're going to hear back from us. So December 15th, February 15th, and April 1st. I think the college process is filled with a lot of stress enough as it is, and we don't want you to be stressed about when you're going to hear back from us. So we let you know upfront when that will be. Like I said, you're using the Common application. We'll get things like your recommendation letters and your transcripts. Wentworth is a test optional university. That was regardless of the pandemic, and that will be staying the same moving forward for forever. So you will not ever need to submit those test scores to us, regardless of what year you're in right now. And if you have any other questions moving forward about your application, please feel free to reach out to me. I work most closely and specifically with all of our students from the West Coast in California. So when you're submitting those materials, just let me know, send me an email. I will put it all in the chat for you, but send me an email if I can help with that application process, or you just want to hear more about Wentworth. Thank you all for joining us tonight. I want to echo those remarks too, that we appreciate you spending time with us, and I will turn it back over to Courtney.
Thanks, Emily, to you and Wentworth. Our final presentation tonight will be from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. Take it away whenever you're ready.
Alrighty. Okay, hi everyone. My name's Corinne. I'm an assistant director of admissions at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University at our Prescott, Arizona campus. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight and for listening to me and my wonderful colleagues speak to you about our institutions. So jumping right into some fast facts about Embry-Riddle, we have been ranked as the #1 institution for aerospace engineering according to U.S. News and World Report for 20 years. So this just goes to show that Embry-Riddle is constantly evolving to meet the industry standards, and that we are really setting the bar for what professionals into that industry should look like. At our Prescott campus, we have the first and only College of Business, Security, and Intelligence. And at our Florida campus, we have the first and only Aerospace Physiology program of its kind. All of our engineering programs and our cyber intelligence and security program are accredited by ABET. ABET stands for the Accreditation Board of Engineering and Technology, and is an extremely important accreditation that many employers look for when they're hiring candidates. Our graduates do yield among the highest return on investment in the nation. We're actually in the top 1% of $1 million return on investment schools, according to payscale.com. And our graduates and our campuses in Arizona and Florida are ranked highest for their level of quality and affordability in their respective states. So you've heard me referring to campuses. We do have 2 campuses, one in Daytona Beach, Florida, and one in Prescott, Arizona. Our Daytona Beach, Florida campus is the larger of our two campuses at around 7,000 students. Average class size is around 27. Our Daytona Beach, Florida campus is in the NCAA Division II for their sports, and they do host all 4 branches of the military on their campus in the form of an ROTC or a PLC program. Our Prescott campus, you'll notice I'm saying Prescott, not Prescott. I don't know why it's pronounced Prescott, but it is. Smaller of our two campuses at around 3,000 students. Average class size is around 24, and we compete in the NAIA division for our sports. And we do host Army and Air Force ROTC as well as a Marine Corps PLC program. On both campuses, there's plenty of opportunity to get involved no matter what it is that you are looking for, whether that's the hang gliding club, Greek life, the sweater vest club who gives free hugs on Thursdays. Yes, that's a real organization at Embry-Riddle. There's something for everyone, no matter what your interest is. Moving right along to outcomes. Obviously, this is why you go to college, is to have a good outcome. And our students are doing that 94% of the time. 94% of Embry-Riddle graduates are employed within their degree field or continuing education within 1 year of graduation. It just goes to show that your time, your effort, your money are not going to be put to waste on an Embry-Riddle education. There's a very strong industry outlook for all of the fields that we serve. I know in the past year and a half, we've heard that aviation has taken a bit of a hit with COVID, and to an extent that's true, but aviation is one of the most resilient industries in the world. So we've bounced back. There are new things like air taxi services, air charter services, cargo flights are becoming very, very popular now. Not that they weren't before, but they're just growing. Same with cybersecurity. If we think about how we've lived our lives for the past year and a half, intelligence analysts, there's lots of opportunities to use your Embry-Riddle degree in a applicable field right after you graduate. A huge part of this is our career services department. They do host 2 career expos a year, one in the fall, one in the spring, with over 100 industry leader companies who come onto campus to recruit our students. And a lot of times those recruiters are Embry-Riddle alumni, so they know the caliber of student that they're getting from Embry-Riddle. And of course, we have a massive alumni network of nearly 140,000 Forever Eagles. This means that when you're out in industry, you're going to be bumping into alumni left and right, especially within the aviation and intelligence fields. So if you're interested in applying for Embry-Riddle, we do offer rolling admissions. So our application for the following fall opens around August of the year before. So we're actively reviewing applications for the fall 2022 semester. We do not use the Common App or the Coalition application. So please go onto our website to apply, erau.edu/apply, pick a campus. You cannot apply to both. However, if you do apply to one, you're accepted at the other and we can transfer your application. All I really need is your transcripts. That being said, I strongly encourage you to submit 2 letters of recommendation and an essay or a resume, although it is not required. And we are a test optional school. We have been for about 7 years, so I don't foresee us going back to requiring test scores after the pandemic is over. And then a little bit about financial aid. As I wrap up here, every student who's accepted to Embry-Riddle is automatically considered for our merit scholarships based on their high school grades. So this means you don't have to submit an extra application or anything like that. You're just automatically considered for merit scholarships, which is really helpful for you. Of course, the FAFSA is super helpful. Even if you don't think you're going to get any funding from the FAFSA itself, we do complete an additional review of the FAFSA for need-based funding. So make sure that you fill that out. And then we do have quite a few external scholarships, specifically if you are involved in FIRST, TARC, Cyber Patriot, or VEX. We will offer special scholarships for those organizations. So please, if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I will go ahead and put a fee waiver code in the chat along with my contact information. That fee waiver code does waive the $50 application fee when you go to apply. And yeah, so I hope that I answered some of your questions. If you do have any questions, please put those in the Q&A. And like I said, I'll put my contact information in the chat now. So thank you.
Thank you very, very much. So now I'd like to invite our colleagues to turn back on their cameras and we'll kind of go round robin in the order that you presented. First, what is something that you would like students to remember about your college or institution? So we're going to start with Joanna from New Jersey Institute of Technology.
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing that I always, try to get our students to remember is that we are a research level 1 institution. If you are looking for research, you will get those experiences here. We definitely do push our students to at least get a part of one big project before they graduate, as those are the important connections with your professors that are going to land you that job or internship later on in your college career and afterwards.
I guess what I would say is that just all the options that we have, we are often thought of as just having engineering and architecture, but in these past 5 years, there's been a big push for a move to the life sciences and medical fields. And you can see that with our nursing program, biomedical engineering, and we actually will have a PA program, physician's assistant, starting in fall 2022. So.
Yeah, I said this in the presentation, but I would say our co-op program, we're certainly not the only co-op school out there. Several schools on the screen even offer co-ops, but the fact that it's a graduation requirement at Wentworth and the fact that it's required to do 2 separate ones for full semesters is really unique to Wentworth. So just knowing that you are coming in and at a minimum have to leave with somewhere around 10 months of full-time paid work experience is I think unique to Wentworth, and kind of the thing I would say is the biggest takeaway.
And for me, regarding Embry-Riddle, I would say that it's important to remember that we're not just pilots, we're not just planes. I know Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University kind of gives that image, but we are not just pilots. That being said, if you want to be a pilot, if you want to be an air traffic controller, you couldn't find a better university, in my opinion. However, we do offer engineering, obviously, business, security and intelligence, data science. There's a whole wide array of things that we offer now. So don't pass Embry-Riddle up just because you don't want to be a pilot. That's totally fine. I didn't want to be a pilot either, and I still don't want to be a pilot.
So now I'm going to tap into your expertise as admissions professionals. And I'd love to hear maybe a myth that you often hear from school counselors or students or parents, and your response to that myth. So debunking a myth that you hear often, and we'll go in that same order with you starting first, Joanna.
Sure. So I think something that I tend to see quite often when we're speaking to students is students already having what they believe is their ideal university or ideal type of school, when in reality, it is their first college fair. They are sophomores in high school and they have just started the process. So they don't really actually know what the best fit for them is. And to that, I always kind of challenge them to take some time over, the year, the 2 years that they have before they actually really need to start making these decisions, to visit different types of schools, see what the small schools look like, see what the big school like, what are the state schools, the private schools, right? There's so many different types of universities and colleges out there that sometimes students get into that mindset and only want to focus on a handful of schools that maybe their friends and family went to or really know about. But in reality, there's hundreds of schools, of great schools to choose from, and they just have to give it a chance because you never know what you'll find out there.
What I would say kind of piggybacks on what Joanna said, but I know we are partly guilty of this, of saying you have to find the right fit. But in reality, you will probably find your fit in many places, and you'll probably do well in many different places. So don't stress out if you think, I have to find that one place that is perfect for me. More than likely, you're going to find a home, and we're here to help you. So, and that's what we're here for. So.
Yeah, I think the biggest myth I would debunk is that any one of us is looking for, a very one specific student. I think especially because this is so focused in the STEM and tech fields right now, it's okay to be interested in English and art as well, and to have these other types of interests that fall outside of the STEM fields. You don't have to be captain of your robotics team to be a mechanical engineering major. It's okay if you spend your time working a part-time job instead of being student government president. We know that students are all in different situations and have different interests. And I think that there's a lot of pressure just in the college application to feel like you have to volunteer for 30 hours a week and you have to be the captain or the president of everything and everything. We don't need that. Like we certainly need those leaders and we need folks who do some of that work, but we really want you to be you in your application, whether that means, theater or robotics or sports or whatever it is. So that'd be the myth that I would debunk.
I agree with everything that's been said so far. I've had to actually rethink my myth to debunk as people are saying theirs. What I would say, especially since I know we're talking to a primarily West Coast group of students, is to not discount the FAFSA. I hear a lot of times from my families, especially in California, oh, we're not going to get any money from the FAFSA. Okay, and my light turned off. Okay. And that might be true, but it is a free application for federal student aid. So fill it out. A lot of times universities will use that for other ways to potentially give you funding. And a lot of times if you're applying for external scholarships, they will ask, well, have you exhausted all of your other options for funding? And to say yes to that question, you have to have filled out the FAFSA. So make sure that you don't discount the FAFSA. It shouldn't take you too long to fill out, and it can be a really useful tool.
So one more quick question. What is your best piece of advice for students and families going through either the search process or the application process?
I think for me, and this is one that I say all the time, is getting to know the recruiter that is your recruiter from those universities. It helps us, it helps you. And it's just really nice to make those relationships and let them know that you're really interested in our school. Some schools do track all of that stuff in terms of how many times you've reached out. And it's really great, especially, when we're reading those applications, it's nice to say, oh, I talked to Susie Smith last week, and I know that she's really passionate about this program and she's a good fit for us. So definitely taking that time to speak to the recruiters.
I guess I would say, don't be afraid to ask us if you need something. I encourage you to visit, but I know that's not a reality. You're not going to be able to visit every single school you're looking at, and it does get expensive if you're traveling. A lot of us have virtual options, but if you want to talk to a faculty member, reach out to us. If you want to get in contact with a student, just ask. So don't be afraid to reach out and, get all the information that you need, because we are here to help you at any of the schools you're looking at.
Yeah, I would echo all of those and say reaching out to us is great. Try to find a way to connect with our students. I'm a staff member at Wentworth, and my experiences are not the same as those who go to class there. I've seen on a couple folks on here slide, there's an app called Zeme that is a really phenomenal way to get connected with current students and other prospective students, because a visit's not always possible. So look at our Instagram pages, look at clubs Instagram pages. There's a ton of different ways for you to kind of do some sleuthing on our schools and seeing what's going on our campus through some of your favorite things in the world, which is social media. So take advantage of us, but then also, do some searching on your own on these social media platforms to see what our campuses might be like.
I'm going to echo some of the previous comments. Is make sure that you're connecting with your admissions counselor. For many of us, it wasn't all that long ago that we were going through this process on the other side as students. And so we do remember what it was like to be a student applying to college. We do remember what it was like to be a student in college. And so we're here to help. We're not scary. I mean, we're all just sitting here talking to you right now. And for many of us, we're the ones reviewing your applications. There's no supercomputer that sends your application through and makes this magical decision. We sit down and we read every application that comes across your desk or comes across our desk. And if we have a face to put to the name, I know at least for me, that makes a huge difference. And so we're here to help you. That's literally our job, to help you. So if you're not reaching out to us, it makes for a very boring day in the office. So please connect with us.
And I bet this goes for everyone on the screen. We also hope that you have some fun through this process. It's a really exciting time in your life and will be transformative for your future. And there is a place for each and every one of you. So thanks so much for joining us this evening. There'll be a quick 5-question survey as you close out. So we hope that you'll provide us with some feedback. And the recording of this section will be available for playback at strivescan.com/COSI. Best wishes in your college search process, and have a great one, everyone. Bye-bye.